Success comes in various packages, and celebrating success comes from within or from partners. That speaks volumes of contributions and achievement of firms. MarketTrends International's success is celebrated with the Diamond Award as Best Research Agency in Africa. We speak with the Managing Director, Chief Executives. Still on celebrating and rewarding success, Hartford Green Consulting also got the SAP African Partners Award, and the firm's CEO, Olai Kundayo, speaks on the award and the firm's offerings. Plus, Windfall Engineering, despite the challenges and turbulent times, is forging ahead with unprecedented achievement with projects in the oil and gas industry. The Chairman Chief Executive of the firm, Engineer Odu, speaks with Inside Business in this special report. This is Inside Business Africa, Africa's business news and information leader. Hello, a very good day to you, and thanks for joining us. My name is Kenneth Odushola Stevenson, and this is Inside Business Africa, Africa's business news and information leader. We're forging ahead also on this program because we continue to receive accolades and awards from organizations and our partners. And when we come back right after this commercial break, I will be talking about a very important organization that recently got the African-wide award celebrating success, and indeed, also later on we'll talk about engineering and more. All this will come right after this commercial break. Welcome back. The program is still Inside Business Africa, Africa's business news and information leader. Thanks for staying with us. Talking about Africa, right away we'll be talking about a very important organization indeed. MarketTrends International was recently rewarded with an African-wide award as the best research and development organization in the whole of Africa. And indeed, that particular award came with a very important opportunities that this particular organization has created around the African continent. I'm going to be coming straight away to speak with the Chairman, Chief Executive of the organization, Mr. Joe Ehomeye, who is also a very important personality and an entrepreneur indeed. Let me use this opportunity to welcome Mr. Joe to Inside Business Africa. Thank you again for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Let me go straight away, to talk about the award, because that's why you are here for today, talking with us on Inside Business Africa. Let me talk about the Diamond Award for Best African-wide Research and Development Agency. Now, how does it feel to really be rewarded for this outstanding contribution by the organization?
Well, I feel elated, if I may extend that statement. It's one of the awards we've been winning, really. We have a lot of international awards. We had a gold award, which was awarded by a company based in Switzerland. We have others that came from US, so it's one of the awards. But however, I feel elated.
Well, indeed, before this award, we know that you must have done some major things in terms of research and development in the African continent. Now, let's talk about the organization itself, MarketTrends International. What do you really do in terms of this research and development?
MarketTrends International is a market research agency that was established about 3 decades ago, and it's one of the oldest market research agency in Nigeria. We service both local and international clients in terms of research, service, whatever they want to find out. Could be NGO, could be government, could be manufacturing company, service agency. We conduct research for them and provide results which we assist them.
Let's talk about your passion, professional callings, and what you are doing currently. Are you satisfied? And indeed, what actually attracted you to the business of research and also going global and also in the African continent as well?
I would say I said that a number of times. I think it's by chance. I joined it by chance, years ago, and I was to go to University of Ibadan that time I used to call it UI for interview. But a friend told me, why don't you join us? And I said, why? He said, oh, there are quite a lot of it, that you travel a lot, this and that. Traveling is part of my hobby. So because of that, I took that of UI and went for interview. Among the 500 people that were interviewed, I thank God that within the first 2, I came first. So since then, I've been in the industry and enjoying it.
Well, you got an award. That's MarketTrends International, Mr. Chairman. You must have been able to do so much for this to come, especially from Africa. And then suddenly, you want to look back and say, look, I have done well and this is where I want to be. So can you talk about the achievement of MarketTrends International and some of the major milestones you can actually point at today?
Well, like I said, we seem to know the Nigerian market a lot better than most research agencies in Nigeria. We are a reference point. Anybody who wants to do a study in Nigeria, they will say MarketTrends, either local, international. We work for the most blue chip companies in Nigeria and abroad. We even work for United States government in terms of their social research. So obviously we are well known because of our pedigree.
Yes, I'm going to talk about the Nigerian economy and also what your organization is doing and what you feel about the economy. But before that, human capital, indeed, is the very bedrock of any organization. Therefore, organizations pay strong attention, or organizations that pay strong attention to the welfare of their human capital in terms of training and all of that, will actually do well in the marketplace. So, can you talk about your staff strength and also what you do to keep them afloat?
We have a head office here. In our head office here, we have 65 people. But we also have field offices across Nigeria, 6 regional offices, manned by manager, supervisors, and interviewers.
Well, we know that Nigeria is going through a very important turbulent times, and we're learning a very important lesson from this going forward. Now, what do you have to say about Nigerian economy today, where we are and where we need to be?
Well, incidentally, it's a recession according to government. Our take is that it has not been properly managed. If it was properly managed, we wouldn't be in the same position. Remember in those days when the oil was selling more than $100 per barrel, we had a lot of money. Unfortunately, we did not save it. That's where we are today, because there was no saving. Everybody shared it and took it and spent it because of bad managers. I'm not in the government, so that's what I can infer from what happened. So I believe with the current government in power doing their best, obviously we'll get out of it. Everybody goes into recession. For example, years back, the UK government went into recession, all right, if you can remember. And obviously, they worked towards it and they came out of recession. So we are also in the same situation today in Nigeria. And if you are serious about it, which I think they are, obviously we will come out of recession very soon. According to the government, I think they said within the next 18 months.
Well, for you to play in the African continent, actually you must be talking with some partners. Can we look at the strengths of your partners, either globally or in Africa, and then compare our local research with other African or other countries in the world, especially looking at Africa, since what we're talking about today is your award that is African-wide in nature. So let's actually be able to look at that from your perspective.
We have quite a lot of partners across the world. First and foremost, we are ESOMA member. ESOMA is just like the government of research, just like the federal government. If you are not within the ESOMA, if you are not a member, then you are not recognized. So we are a member of the ESOMA, all right? We are a member of Gallup Pool International. Gallup Pool is the one that is responsible for doing a lot of polls in America. And incidentally, MarketTrends is the African representative within that group. So we represent Gallup Pool in Nigeria. So for anybody who wants to join, has to get permission. I have to sign the person off who represent them. We are a member of the American Marketing Research Association. We are a member of Market Research, British Market Research Society. There are so many others like that. Like I said, once you are a member of this international body, you cannot but deliver to the same level of what you obtain across the board. Because today we have quite a lot of foreign clients. Why are they coming to us? Because our quality is second to none. If you don't deliver, they won't come to you. They always come to us and they write letter to congratulate you once we finish a job as a well-done job. So that gives us the impression that we are doing very well. So we can compete globally with any market research.
Well, I'm going to ask my last question in two folds, really. And this question is going to reflect on the fact of the matter that at the inception of your organization, you must have a vision and mission to drive the process for growth. And also, you must have had some kind of maybe what you want to call the projections into 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and 20 years reference in terms of where you want to be in future. Now, at inception, what was the mission and vision of MarketTrends International? And what are the things that drive this vision? And indeed, what is the future projection? Say, like the next 5 years, where do you want to be? More awards, indeed, isn't it?
My vision for MarketTrends to become one of the best market research agencies in Nigeria. We have young managing director who's sitting by you, which can take the company's vision by the time I'm saying I'm retiring or whatever. So we have crops of young people who are very highly trained, highly intelligent. So I want MarketTrends to be one of the best research agency, not only in Nigeria, in Africa. That's why you can see that award. It's not being awarded on the basis of Nigeria, it's Africa. Next 5 years, I would imagine if there's no challenges, security challenges, we should be able to double our turnover, what we are doing now. Because you need to operate in an environment where there are no challenges, security challenges. That's the key thing. There's no disruption. This talking about restructuring, it doesn't happen, because if you try to restructure, everybody will now be finding a way to go. So once the economy, the environment is suitable, there's no reason why we can't double where we are today.
Well, and finally, let's just for the benefit of the people who are watching us maybe for the first time or so, or people who might want to know who you are, who is Dr. Joe really? Could you briefly tell us who you are?
Well, Dr. Joe Omoeboweye. I'm from Edo State in Ishan, Southeast local government. I have my education both in Nigeria and overseas, finishing with PhD in applied social research. I've been in this business for more than 40 years, so I know the onions. People used to wonder, MarketTrends, with the recession, but we are still very strong, because the person behind MarketTrends is very strong. People behind me are very strong. So I've been in this business for more than 40 years, so it's not easy to be there and still succeeding.
Well, Dr. Joe, I want to thank you indeed for being a part of Inside Business Africa and also sharing more lights on the award you received recently, the Diamond Award as a best market research agency in Africa, and also the opportunities that are available with your organization and the milestone and achievement. We've really gained a lot by your conversation this time today, and hopefully we'll have time to bring you back on Inside Business Africa again to talk about the opportunities and the offerings that your company is giving to Nigeria, as we must embrace research and development if we must grow. Thank you again for speaking with us today.
Thank you very much.
Well, indeed, I've been speaking with Dr. Joe Ehomene, who is actually the Chairman, Chief Executive of MarketTrends International Limited, that got an award, the Diamond Award, as the best research and market research organization and agency in Africa. When we come back right after this commercial break, we'll talk about another award to a very important organization, this time from the IT sector. Welcome back. You're still inside Business Africa, Africa's business news and information leader. Thanks for staying with us. It's still the season of celebration and rewarding success and achievements. Hartford Green Consulting was recently rewarded for its performance in the IT sector with the SAP brand. This organization has put in some major milestones and achievements in the industry and contributing to the IT sector in Nigeria and globally, and working with some international partners. The Chief Executive Officer of the organization, Kundayo, spoke at Inside Business Africa on the success and the awards for the organization.
Okay, actually the award came as a surprise because we're expecting a separate award. We're expecting the same award we won last year, which was the West Africa Partner of the Year for 2015. So we're expecting to win the same award this year. Okay, Hartford Green Consulting Limited is actually a business consulting firm established in 2005, July precisely, basically for the purpose of enhancing businesses. We work with our clients in helping them to improve their performance, manage risk, and build value. Our consulting services span over 3 different areas: people, process, and systems. Under people, we render core employee benefit services. Under systems, we have SAP, we have Oracle. We are actually Oracle and SAP Business Gold Partner. And we also have our proprietary solutions that we build in-house. We also develop on-demand software. Yeah. Okay, the sector is actually involved with good awareness of technology and technology evolution and innovations. Our company has greatly contributed immensely in the sector. Within the last 7 to 10 years, we've actually trained generations of consultants. We've also created awareness of our products and services, through partnership and marketing activities, both locally and internationally. Okay, the attraction is that our products and services are actually relevant in every sector. There is no business that doesn't need a consultant at some point. My business goal is that to bring up the upcoming generation, bring them up as consultants, and also partner with clients to help them achieve their strategic goals. Okay, I'm actually an advocate of efficiency and integrity. I believe in do it right the first time. So in everything I do, this serves as my watchword. I also preach it to anybody I have the opportunity to influence, and this has enormous benefit in that, number one, people will believe in you as a reliable person, and so they can trust you with their business and any other area of their lives. Challenges in the sector, first and foremost, we don't have adequate skills. We lack adequate skills. But sometimes we have to bring in consultants outside the country. So that's a challenge, and definitely it affects cost. Number 2, we have internet. We're still not there in terms of internet. We have poor internet facility in the country, so that affects some of the things we do in terms of research, even working remotely. And thirdly, adoption of technology is still very low. We're not there yet, and even in some sectors, they're even particular about the aspect of the technology that they are embracing. For example, cloud. In some sectors, they will tell you that no, we can't do cloud solutions.
Congratulations to Hartford Green. When we come back right after this commercial break, we'll talk about Windfall Engineering and going into the oil and gas industry, an organization that has been performing exceedingly well, doing what it knows how to do best, service the oil and gas industry. We'll talk about that when we come back right after this commercial break.
How would you like your construction and engineering industry news and information? Broad, complex, and difficult to read, or sharp, ready to read and explore? Presenting Construction and Engineering Digest Magazine CED, refreshing clarity in construction and engineering industry news and information. Construction and Engineering Digest Magazine CED, incorporating oil and gas report with news and information that work for you.
Welcome back. It's still Inside Business Africa. Mr. Odu is the Managing Director, Chief Executive of Windfall Engineering Limited. This particular organization is putting in a lot into the oil and gas industry, performing what you know how to do best, and also servicing oil majors in Nigeria. Recently, our team was with the Managing Director and Chief Executive of the organization Windfall Engineering Limited in Port Harcourt to bring you this important report on the company's offerings and performance.
Windfall Engineering Project Limited is a brand name, particularly in the oil and gas industry, and more specifically in the engineering and construction sector of the industry. And the company was born by way of our CSE registration in 2009. Since then, the company has actually built a profile. We do detailed engineering and design for piping and construction, piping structural, projects. We also do piping and structural construction work. In this aspect, we do create what has been designed on paper. To start with, in the world of business as an entrepreneur, you must understand the technicality involved in running a business. And in it, as an entrepreneur, you must be well updated in what we call SWOT analysis. Because I know for Korean, an NSE of which I'm a member, there's usually provision for individuals and corporate membership. And the guidelines actually differ for each of these categories. The fact is, being a member and then you're off the stage. What I mean is that these regulatory bodies actually, for example, Korean, NSE, they usually run programs to fully harness the benefits of these regulatory bodies. Honestly, you have to be an active member. Yes, because in these bodies, there are also subgroups where members are specifically categorized. And you and I know that, of course, relationship rules in business. When you say relationship management, I mean, basically we look at occasions that we have to sit side by side with our client. And first of all, I will start by saying fundamentally, your client, because they are business minded, a client would not just call you for a tabletop, when nothing is at stake. And so usually such meetings are driven by projects. Yes, you are a registered vendor, but you just can't walk into a client's office just to have a chit-chat, with them. Something normally has to be on the table for you and your client to to have some, conversation, either virtually, as in it can be through email, or physically. Government policies. Honestly, I mean, like you rightly said when you came in here, to keep afloat in this turbulent time. In fact, it's a test of the creativity. It's a test of the Nigerian entrepreneur. We have really not had it very rosy, with all the government policies that have been rolled out. In this period, it's been more of the government trying to generate more money from us. Honestly, there's a particular policy that, generally we as contractors, if our personnel have to go offshore, there's what they call OSP, Offshore Safety Permit, which never had been, and then suddenly was introduced. But we really have not come to terms as per what the essence of that is. I have to use this medium to say this.
Trying to do the best for that job. Little did I know that it was a preparation to stimulate my interest in what I'll be doing for my career. So when I finished that journal, that year I had to stop work due to some circumstances. I resigned from my employment, and I was just thinking of what to do, because really I wasn't prepared to stop work at that time, but circumstances led me to resign. It was then that God told me we have to go and publish a journal. Some people, colleagues, were thinking that I stopped the journal to start my own, but it was too far from that. No, it's just a coincidence.
I'm afraid that's about all we have time for on Inside Business Africa for today. But before we go, let me inform you that the Nigeria's Construction Industry Hall of Fame, the fourth in this series, actually that particular event is biannual, really. So that means it took place last in 2015. So the fourth edition is coming up this year on September the 15th at Sheraton Hotels in Lagos. And nominations are coming in droves. And indeed, it's coming in from the oil and gas industry, also the construction, engineering, architecture. All the nominees are actually responding indeed. And this is for the big players, people who are ready to share their wisdom and their experiences with others. We'll be talking about local content and the capacity building in Nigeria in this industry at that particular event. Don't forget, mark it down in your diary, the fourth edition of the Nigeria's Construction Industry Hall of Fame, September the 15th, Sheraton Hotels in Lagos. It's been Kenneth Odushola Stevenson presenting Inside Business Africa. Thank you again for watching. See you next time.